with the help of video presentation. And today my topic is lattices. So in this presentation, we are going to cover 4 topics. Firstly, lattice, types of lattices, sublattices, and some special lattices. So lattice. What is a lattice? Before starting with lattice, you need to know 3 things: a poset, a Hasse diagram, and greater lower bound and a lower upper bound. So basically, a partially ordered set in which every pair of element has both a least upper bound and a greatest lower bound is called a lattice, as you can see here in this example. Now, let's understand lattice with the help of an example. So this is a diagram, and firstly we need to find the least upper bound and greatest lower bound. So we can find it for any pair in this any pair of element in this diagram. So we are finding it for 8 and 12. So the lower bound for 8 and 12 it will be 4, 2 and 1. So the greatest lower bound will be 4. And whereas the upper bound for 8 and 12 through this will be 24 and least upper bound will be 24. Now types of lattices. So there are basically 2 types of lattice: joint semilattice and made semilattice. And joint semilattice. So if in a poset, if least upper bound exists for every pair of element, then that poset is called joint semilattice. As you can see here in the pair, for D and E element it is F, and for A and B it is C. Now, made semilattice. So for in any poset, if greatest lower bound exists for every pair of elements, then that poset is called a made semilattice. As you can see here in the example, C and D has its P. Now let us understand this next topic, sublattice. A sublattice, it is a subset of a lattice that is itself a lattice with the same operations of made, that is the greatest lower bound, and joint, that is the least upper bound. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Consider the lattice of all positive integers I plus under the operation of divisibility. So, the lattice Dn of all divisors of n which is greater than L is a sublattice of I plus. Now, we have determined the sublattices of D30 which contains at least 4 elements. So, first we will find out the D30 elements, that are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15 and 30. Now, the 4 group of elements are 1, 2, 6 and 30, 1, 2, 3 and 30, 1, 5, 15 and 30, 1, 3, 6 and 30, 1, 5, 10 and 30, 1, 3, 15 and 30, and lastly 2, 6, 10 and 30. So these are the 4 elements of that is the sublattices of D30. Now, some special lattices. So there are 2 types of some special lattices which we will be covering in this, which are partial order lattice and total order lattice. So in partial order lattice, a partial order lattice is a lattice in which every pair of element has a unique least upper bound, that is supremum, and the greatest lower bound, that is infimum. It is denoted as L and less than equal to, where L is the set of elements and less than equal to is the partial order relation. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Suppose we have 5 elements A, B, C, D and E, as you can see here in the boxes. So the partial order relation is represented by the arrows between them, and each arrow it indicates that the element at the tail is less than or equal to the element at the head. Like A is less than or equal to B, and C is less than or equal to D, and D is less than or equal to E. Now total order lattice. So total order lattice, it is a lattice in which every pair of elements is comparable. It is also denoted by L and less than equal to, where L is the set of elements and less than equal to is total order relation. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Like suppose we have 4 elements, element 1, element 2, element 3 and element 4, as you can see here in the boxes. So the total order relation, it ensures that every pair of element has a unique least upper bound, that is supremum, and a greatest lower bound, that is infimum. So in this lattice, the supremum of element 1 and element 2 is element 3 and the infimum is element 4. So this was all for today. I hope that you have understood the concept which I have tried to explain you, And thank you for watching it so patiently. Thank you.